I can't really speak on behalf of the union. I'd have to speak with leadership about it, especially, Lord, let me be careful with my language. My union, oh Lord, the National Nurses United have nationally endorsed Medicare for All as a policy platform.
Right.
SEIU has not. Um, just gonna
Got to
leave that
change
there.
that. You got to
That's
change that.
interesting.
You got to
That's
change
We
that.
interesting.
do
Yeah.
we do, and this is one of my you know biggest pushbacks. Like I understand Medicaid expansion. You take piecemeal wins until you're able to get there. But like I'm tired of waiting. Like I get that thought of but in terms of my union, there's a different the leadership, and I just want to be mindful of the language that I use. The leadership has a particular understanding um, of Medicare for all. But me as an individual, Nucleus Shelton fully supports that. As a progressive activist in South Florida, you all can completely count me in. I would love to help pull together. I would love to attend. I'd even love to talk to leadership at the local about it. But just being forward facing. Uh, in terms of the healthcare unions, there's a very defining difference between um, NNU and SEIU on this particular issue.
Yeah. Like
I
obviously the nurse for people don't know National Nurses United, that union is extremely pro universal health care. I mean, that's their representatives are some of the most vocal advocates for Medicare for all. So it is interesting that there would be now, I mean, it's not surprising, but it's kind of like, again, this is where we see a problem. Why is labor not supporting what's in the best interest of labor? What's interfering with that? Like, who's the person in the middle that's getting in the way of doing what's in the best interest of labor? Because I don't care what union you're in, we all need health care. So
well,
that doesn't
Yeah,
matter what union you're in.
that's a great point, and that's
yeah,
again the difference between a lot of the leadership that currently exists versus the rank and file and where they stand. I mean, we've been very vocal about our disagreement on the way that Dan Reynolds runs the AFL-CIO in Broward County, but I can tell you that when Jen ran for Congress, we were in a situation where Anna Fusco was going to allow Jen to speak to the teachers union to at least make her pitch, even though it was obviously very likely that they were going to endorse Wasserman Schultz regardless. And as it turns out, that was kaput by Randy Weingarten all the way at the top because she has a personal relationship with Debbie and decided to make it political rather than what would be fair. And so that I think speaks to the greater issues here when it comes to where the union support is able to develop into something big. I think when it gets to the
yeah,
tippy top, it becomes a really big issue. But I also believe, and I saw this a lot during the first run that Bernie had for president and even the second run, even if National wasn't going to endorse and it was going to leave it up to the board members rather than the rank and file to make a decision, the local chapters were very adamant about endorsing the non-corporate candidates. And I do think that that's something that could happen in terms of building momentum. I think it's very important that even if the SEIU at the very top does not endorse Medicare for all, a lot of the local chapters, I would imagine, are very much in favor of doing so. So it's really just a matter of building
yeah,
that grassroots support. It's kind of like, it's kind of like FDR said, make me do it. That's basically what it comes down to. If you make me do it, I don't have a choice. I don't think that there's enough pressure right now, but I think we can create that pressure. And I think doing something like a ballot initiative for universal health care in Florida, I think that would go over very well. How do you see that? Do you think that that's something that would gain a lot of momentum if that was something we would look to push?
yeah. I mean, I definitely think it would be favorable. I mean, I'm just sitting here thinking about Miami-Dade County. And then Commissioner Daniela Levine Cava last year introduced an earned sick leave policy at the county. And, Esteban Bovo had some very sharp criticisms, saying this is socialist. This is something that you'll see at a communist regime. So there is a lot of disinformation that needs to be combated. And now Mayor Levine Cava is gonna be at a position where that same bill is gonna be reintroduced July the 15th in committee, and then before the entire board in the following week. And has the public discourse of this around this changed? Has the appetite for it heightened? Like, we will see. I think in the state of Florida, there's a real need for this type of policy. It's just there's just so much interest to have their hand in this. Retail and law just say that this is too expensive. This is too much of a burden financially for us to undergo. When really in the long term, as we mentioned, it's a cost saver. So
Yeah.
I think that it's possible in the state of Florida. I do think that there's an appetite, and I think that it's going to take like the work that you all are doing to have and continue to push the conversation with activists to get this as a serious policy consideration in the state of Florida. So I'm encouraged by the work that I know my sister Carolina does. The Medicare is an act of love, and I completely support her in her endeavors. I think there's an appetite, and it's really going to take some grassroots efforts to continue to push that conversation.
Yeah.
We are obviously extremely grateful that you came on this evening. This is the type of conversation that needs to continue.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.